What is really in your last name? For millions of Americans, it is not just a word on a driver's license. No, it is a battle cry. It is a royal bloodline. Or, in one terrifying case, it is a name so dangerous that the British Crown made it a crime to even whisper it out loud. Tonight, we are crossing the Atlantic to the misty, unforgiving Highlands of Scotland. We are digging up 10 surnames that reveal exactly which clan your ancestors bled for. If your family tree has Scottish roots, get ready, because yours might be on this list. Long before Scotland was a single nation, it was a blood-soaked patchwork of warring families called clans. The word itself comes from the Gaelic clan, meaning children. But here is the brutal truth. You didn't have to be blood-related to belong. You just had to be willing to die for your chief. By the 1300s, these clans had carved up the Highlands like a conquered kingdom. And when the records were written, they weren't just writing names, they were writing territories, stained with centuries of blood, honor, and raw survival. Number 1. Campbell. If your last name is Campbell, you carry the name of the Highlands' ultimate political dynasty. The name comes from the Gaelic Campbell, meaning crooked mouth, a nickname for an ancestor who looked a little different. But do not let that fool you. The Campbells didn't rule with muscle, they ruled with cold, calculated cunning. They built Inverary Castle, but their legacy is dark. In 1692, Campbell soldiers enjoyed the hospitality of the MacDonald clan for 2 weeks, eating their food, sleeping by their fire, only to turn on their hosts in the dead of winter. They butchered 38 unarmed men, women, and children in the middle of the night. The massacre of Glencoe, a betrayal so deep the Highlands have never forgotten it. Number 2. MacDonald. But if the Campbells were the politicians, the MacDonalds were the emperors. If your name is MacDonald, your ancestors once ruled a maritime empire that actually rivaled the Scottish crown. The name means son of the world ruler. They descended from Somerled, the legendary Lord of the Isles, and they commanded hundreds of warships. They were so powerful, they signed treaties with England behind the king's back, because in their minds, they weren't subjects, they were kings of the open sea. Number 3. MacKenzie. Let's sail to the Northern Highlands. If your name is MacKenzie, your bloodline helped crush the Vikings. The name means son of the fair one. But in 1263, Colin MacKenzie stood shoulder to shoulder with the king and drove the Norse invaders into the sea at the Battle of Largs. That one act of heroism lifted his family from local chieftains to the undisputed lords of Rothshire. That is glory running through your veins. Number 4. MacLeod. If you are a MacLeod, your story is the wildest of them all. You come from the mystic Isle of Skye. Your name traces back to a Viking nicknamed Leot, which literally means the ugly one. Yes, you heard me right. Ugly. But that Viking didn't care because his legacy built Dunvegan Castle, one of the oldest continuously inhabited castles on the planet. And inside, they keep the fairy flag. Legend says this magical banner can save the clan 3 times in battle. It has already been used twice. That isn't just a surname, that is a living legend. Number 5. Cameron. Cameron. If you carry this name, you carry a crooked nose. That's what Camshran means in Gaelic, but your ancestors were straight as arrows. Fierce guardians of Lochaber. In 1746, at the doomed Battle of Culloden, the Camerons stood with Bonnie Prince Charlie. Their chief, Donald Cameron, was shot multiple times, but he kept leading the charge. He survived, but the clan paid a brutal price. Their lands were burned to ash, their power was shattered, but their spirit never broken. Number 6. Fraser. Now here's a name that didn't even start in Scotland. Fraser likely comes from the French word for strawberry. They were Normans, outsiders who came with William the Conqueror. They became so powerful that Simon Fraser, the 11th Lord Lovat, was the very last man in Britain to publicly be beheaded. His crime? Switching sides too many times. When they took his head in 1747, a crowd of 200,000 people showed up. And get this, they actually laughed at his jokes while he stood on the scaffold. That is the kind of iron will you inherit. Number 8. Stewart. But if we're talking royalty, nobody beats the Stewarts. If your last name is Stewart, you are literally descended from the royal stewards of Scotland. This is the bloodline that gave us Mary, Queen of Scots. This is the bloodline that united the crowns of Scotland and England. You didn't just belong to a clan, your family sat on the throne. Number 8. Robertson. Robertson, son of Robert. Simple, right? Wrong. Under the surface, these are the Clan Donachie. They claim descent from the royal house of Duncan I. In 1314, they fought shoulder to shoulder with Robert the Bruce at Bannockburn, securing Scotland's greatest military victory. That is a legacy written in the mud and the glory of a battlefield. Number 9. MacGregor. And now we reach the most emotional story of all, MacGregor. If you're a MacGregor, your name was outlawed. For over 150 years, the Scottish Crown made it a capital offense to bear this name. It was a crime punishable by death. Why? Because the MacGregors had royal blood. They were a threat. They were hunted like animals, hanged, and forced to change their identities just to breathe. But they never broke. Their most famous son, Rob Roy MacGregor, became an outlaw legend. In 1774, the ban was finally lifted. Your name is not just a name, it's a testament to survival against total annihilation. And finally, MacTosh. And this is the name of a leader. It means son of the chief. The MacToshes led the mighty confederation of Clan Catton. In 1396, 30 of their warriors fought 30 warriors from Clan Cameron in a bloody, brutal spectacle before the King of Scotland himself. Only 11 MacToshes walked away from that slaughter, but they proved, once and for all, who was in charge. 10 names, 10 clans, 10 bloodlines that refuse to be erased. From the political cunning of the Campbells to the outlawed resilience of the MacGregors, these surnames aren't just history, they're you. They are the stories of resistance, betrayal, and iron will that so many of us in America carry in our hearts. If your name showed up today, or even if it didn't, drop it in the comments. I'll dig into your ancestry and tell you exactly what I find. And if you want to discover the next 10 names waiting to be uncovered, hit that subscribe button. We dig into this history every Monday and Thursday, because your last name is your oldest, grittiest, most honorable inheritance. Don't you dare let it gather dust.